come in search of adventure. And I reckon we found it. Thank you, cameraman. Now, we've been to some exciting train stations in the past. I can think of Gare de Lyon in Paris to go to Burgundy. I can think of St Pancras station in England to go up to Liverpool, but this is more exciting. This is Beijing International, I think it's called, railway station. This is the train that goes to Ulaan Bataar, and we're planning, well, we have no choice now but to spend 36 hours on this train, so very interesting times. We'll talk to Simon, we'll get some comments. Simon, we'll just get some comments from you. Simon, about the train, the setup so far. We've already almost had a punch up in the carriage next door to us, but that's okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's just a little bit of a discussion about whose carriage was what.
Oh, okay. This is a good spot. Carriages are quite small compared to the Australian carriages. There's actually no bathroom in there. You've got a couple of bunks, so it's very interesting. It's quite cosy, quite cool, and the staff are quite interesting too. So we're looking forward to the trip. Another 30 hours of this.
This is amazing. We see more SUVs in this city than anywhere in the world. If you just watch here, this is not scripted or anything, but every second car coming through is something four-wheel drive, and many of them are cars that we don't see in Australia. This little fellow over here, for example. Because Ulaan Bataar is so close to desert surroundings, because there are so few seal roads apart from in the city, every second car is four-wheel drive. And if you see here, top of the range all the way, we've seen more Mercedes-Benz G-Wagons, Hummers, Porsche Cayennes, Ranges, all of it. And if you're an SUV geek like us, this is quite amazing to see. Looks like some sort of official vehicle as well. Perhaps we better turn it off, we might get arrested. But yeah, we'll show you more later.
So here we are trying to start the Defender on day one of the with frozen fuel. Oh, nearly got it.
Well, we can do it.
So the Peter's Defender started first time. Oh, it started, sorry. But with a little rocking from Badger. We're hoping to get the Defender started.
We're keeping bags ready before we go out on our big expedition.
So we're finally on the way, on the road out to Tyrrell's. We're going to camp out on the river, apparently. And a bit of a drama getting away, as you saw, with frozen diesel. So now we're out into the countryside. It really feels like the start of the big drive. It's bloody fantastic. It's absolutely freezing, but glorious sunshine. So exactly the sort of weather we were anticipating, really. Across the river, not with stupid four-wheel drives, the horse. This is extreme camping. This here is fucking snow. Snow over here. This is snow. We've just been through definitely the coldest night that any of us have ever camped in. Talking extreme, I don't know, I think it was -10 overnight, and sleep was very, very difficult. It's totally freezing this morning. If you just look around camp. You ever thought olive oil couldn't freeze? Well, yes it does. Yes, mineral water will freeze over. Let's see how my bottle of drinking water went. No, that's gone as well. So I think you're getting the idea. We've come in search of adventure, and I reckon we found it. Earlier in the day, we came across this little truck. The owner was in a spot of bother, needed help to be towed across the river, which I obliged in doing. Didn't have the camera at the time, it was flat. Anyway, turns out that the owner invited us back to his gur to pay me with a couple of fish as a thank you for pulling him out. And it turns out that he's got a gur hotel, he calls it. So 6 or 7 gurs available. Very expensive though, $40 a night. What do you get for $40 a night in Australia? So we've debunked after the what we think was -15 night in the tents, and arrived here for a night in the gurs, and it's bloody amazing. The view down to the river is unbelievable. 6:30 at night. Great colours in the sky. And now we've got something which we've been seeing all day. I'll try and get with a zoom for you. And that would be people using an oxen to cross the river. A bit far away here, but it's a family. It's brilliant. The only sounds are sounds of the river and people's voices. Nothing else. Just headed towards Blue Sky's Gur village, the Christian and noble people. Just having a look at Ulaan Bataar outside of the main part of the city. Not forward driving here, this is just a street. So, a glimpse of how some other people live. Okay, so what would a trip anywhere with the Walshes or the Sears be without a visit to a Land Rover workshop? This morning we're in the very proper Land Rover dealership in Ulaan Bataar, trying to establish what the hell is going wrong with Simon's ABS traction control. It's been coming on as you accelerate, not good when you're trying to drive, and we're now getting right into the nooks and crannies of what's going on. These guys look like they know what's happening.
Not only had they, on the diagnostic, had the vehicle up on the top of the hoist and someone in driving it to shutting off the wheels and operating the traction control, they're incredibly thorough the way they put this whole thing together. I'm quite impressed.
There's a typical Mongolian load. What a beauty. Hay trucks and bumps. Welcome to Mongolia.
Just finally made it out onto the road out of Ulaan Bataar, about an hour out now, headed north. Spectacular country already, really. Okay, we left Ulaan Bataar about 5 hours ago, and we're almost all the way there to
What our guide Batcha, who's been fantastic, has told us is the most spectacular monastery in Mongolia. I won't try and pronounce it. Hopefully when we put this to a movie we'll put the name on the screen. But the drive in has been nothing short of awesome. Just amazing savannah scenery. On the first day out, driving out of Ulaan Bataar, we stopped at this roadside fish stall and bought these amazing smoked fish. Don't know what they were, something like Linuk, tasted a bit like trout, but just amazing. We didn't buy enough, unfortunately, because we assumed that they'd be everywhere, and of course that was the very last time we saw it. But we pulled up on the side of the road and had a delightful little lunch just of fresh bread and these fish. And yeah, it's funny, we thought we'd see loads of those places and we never saw that again. So as they say, a bird in the hand.
I can see some gers in the distance.
Yep, and we've got about, I don't know, the coordinate reading is 49.24 at the moment. We need to be at 49.28, so we're kind of nearly there. We've got the easterly reading, but not the northerly one yet.
Oh, we'll just keep plugging, I guess.
Move on out. A couple of new monuments, a large Buddhist statue and a stupa are situated on the hills behind the monastery. You can continue hiking up the mountain for even better views of the valley.
Oh, there's a little sheep of bridges.
Excuse me. Just coming down from a pretty hairy climb up and over a little mountain range where we camped overnight, and again had sub-zero, well sub-zero temperatures and ice on the inside of the tent, bloody freezing overnight. The track out, the guide who's with Peter, taken us out on not one of the public roads, a private road, and the sideways camber on it was pretty severe at some points. The Defender probably feels like it's closer to rolling over than it actually was, but it felt pretty close a few times. But looking in the rear vision at Simon's, the lean isn't as severe as it feels from inside. But the fully live axle suspension, prone to that. It's a hell of a drive. We've got another steep bit coming up here. Just there is where it feels like it's halfway to Timbuktu. It's the track down there. No worries.
So yeah, so Lake Hoveskul, right up on the Russian border. Haven't made it to Russia on this trip for a variety of reasons, but this is a pretty fantastic ger camp. Pretty luxurious little setup actually. We've had hot showers when we got here. Taken us the best part of 5 days from Ulaan Bataar to get up here. Road conditions absolutely atrocious. No roads in most cases.
The Armenian Afghanistan hat.
Fishing attire.
Fishing attire.
Like sensible fishing attire for the sub-Siberian winter.
And what have you got in your hand there? What's that?
Well, I've got some of the great chefs, one of their ingredients I've found, which is the sheep tail fat. If you can see that, it's quite interesting. I'd say it's very lardy, and we're about to experience it with this some type of meat that's been cut up. We're not sure what that is actually, but it looks pretty good. It smells very interesting.
Just about to leave camp at Lake Hoveskul. Had a couple of fantastic days here. What an awesome spot. It's about 7:45 in the morning. Still well below zero, I'd say. Everything's frozen on the cars. But somewhere you'd like to come back and spend a fair bit more time here. It's awesome. When we came across this river crossing, there was a fair bit of concern because we didn't know how deep it was, where we were going, so I made a point of walking it first and finding a path through. As it turned out, it was pretty easy, but as I say at the end here, a bit grumpily, it's better to be safe than sorry. If you look at how Simon's crossed it in that car, perfect bow wave in the front, which is what you want to keep the water completely out of the engine bay, because water is one of the things when four-wheel driving that you don't get a second chance if you stuff it up. So yeah, it was a great spot.
Yeah, you could surf, nearly surf that one, body surf it in.
It's easily the third worst bridge. It's the worst bridge to drive on. We're going to have to do it because there's no other bridge across. So unfortunately I get to be first. So how far down is it? About 20. It's a death-defying drop down. And then over here. Yeah. Okay.
The worst bridge I've ever seen in the world.
You think?
Oh, look at that.
That crazy bridge wasn't the only one we came across. Here's another. Luckily we didn't have to cross this one as it was completely ruined in the middle, but there were loads of these. Awesome.
I mean, it wouldn't be as bad if it was just us, because
We're allowed to make
mistakes. But it's like asking Leo Wanker to navigate us around the Kimberley. I mean, fair income.
Try and hold the camera straight, would you, camera woman?
Oh, God.
Now that we've heard from Simon on his thoughts on the guide, here's the thing that's really guiding us, and we should be guiding us some more, I reckon. The HEMA Navigator, loaded with Aussie Explorer software, overlaid with some map of Mongolia with quite a bit of detail. Not as much detail as we need, but giving us much more detail than our guide. So thank you, Mr. HEMA. So this is late afternoon on Monday, and we've come a bit unstuck here. We've been marooned in this marshland for about an hour, and the river is not deep, but it's just mud. So to try and get across requires a bit of a mammoth effort. Just made it across now, but we'll see. This is Gary coming through. It's just this bank nearest to your picture is the hard bit. So he has to hit this bank pretty bloody hard to get up and over. Nicely done. Okay, that is snow. That's proper snow, and we've got a mechanical problem. And we're about 200 k's from a town. This is hardcore extreme. I don't know why Louise is outside the car. You mechanic? Get back inside. And yeah, we've actually it's not quite a snowstorm really, but it's certainly pretty toting the track at this moment.
Come to decide that the things that I tried were in my life just to get high on. When I sit alone, come get a little known, but I need more than myself this time. Step from the road to the sea to the sky, and I do believe that we rely on. When I lay it on, come get to play it on, all my life to sacrifice. Hey,
Alrighty, check this out. This is the morning after, staying in Testalig, and quite a bit of snow around this morning. So we're not sure how far we're going to get today. The adventure continues. This was one of the most amazing fishing spots you're ever likely to come across, with literally dozens of fish rising everywhere. And as fate would have it, Andy caught a nice fish which was stolen by a dog, and I hooked a small something, we think it was a linnook or something like that. Unfortunately, it was one of the days we had to keep moving, so keep moving we did, but marked it on the GPS for next time. Look forward to next time.
follow you softly in the cold mountain air.
Very slowly up and down.
With a Russian four-wheel drive behind.
So this is where we are. Our oldest remaining monastery in Mongolia, in the town of Hakkari, which used to be the capital. Really fantastic to be able to come in here, and we're the only people here. Not like in Beijing where these places are crawling with people. There's nobody. Just pulled up the roadside, waiting for the rest of the convoy to just catch up. We just got a little bit ahead. Driving this morning from Mandalgobi down through Delangazad, near where Three Camels Lodge is, where we're due tomorrow. So an amazing section of drive along here. Some of it up to 80 k's per hour. Again, it looks sunny, but it's bloody freezing. Just been delayed a bit on the track here. We've got a local farmer who's broken down a lot more to the point run out of fuel. A petrol truck, so we're just trying to see if we can get some fuel. Simon might have a bit in his jerry can. And we can get this guy mobile again, because the alternative is to tow him into the Langazad, which is about 80 k's away, which would be quite a long tow. We'll do it if we have to, but ideally we'll just get him mobile. This morning we're headed into a canyon called Yoli I think it's pronounced, and then Dugani which is where the big crack in the rock is, where we'll try and drive the cars through, and then this afternoon we'll head up to Three Camel Lodge, which is our salubrious accommodation for the next 3 days, hopefully. as it goes over the rocks. Try to film one of these little creatures in the morning. This one's seeping. We're just driving here through the gorge, which I think is pronounced Dugani Canyon Gorge, whatever. It's the bit where you can only just get a car through if you take the right line, because it gets really narrow. One of the iconic four-wheel drive spots in Mongolia. We are in Ulaan Bataar National Park in Odyssey, and they are our camels. We're apparently going to ride those things that way to a thing called Bayan Zaid, which is between the cliffs. But first, they need to be rounded up. So maybe we were a bit early for our booking, I'm not sure. Anyway, we're here, and we have camels.
Not bad backdrop though over there, is it?
Oh, beautiful.
We're going to ride into.
Oh, that's lovely.
He's trying.
And Aiden is up.
Hang on, hon. It's like a big dipper.
Hang on. Yeah, good. He's holding you. There you go. How easy was that? They're headed towards these things. The flaming cliffs. Just now starting to catch the light of the sunset. This is Virginia driving Gary Farr's ute, hopefully giving it a bit of a thrash.
Hello. Not a bad afternoon for a drive. Fantastic. Look at the sunset. Brilliant. And in a Land Rover too. The only vehicle that looks like it's in its right place here, not like a Toyota. Uncomfortable.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. This is the dunes, the Mongolian Hills. Huge. Absolutely. Three Camel Lodge. Dining gear and accommodation gears here. Probably in that yard there overnight we were having in it, so.
Yeah, because it was fine all day yesterday.
Gee, look where it's been rubbing on the spring.
Bounced in, yeah. Just a bit of wheel articulation.
Technical support. Technical support.
There's the offending nail.
Ah.
That's a
Probably got it there in the shed.
Yeah, probably.
Well, we know where we're going, but we don't know where we've been. And we know what we're knowing, but we can't say what we've seen. And we're not little children, and we know what we want, and the future is certain. Give us time to work it out. We're on the road to nowhere. Come on inside. Taking that ride to nowhere. We'll take that ride. Feeling okay.
Just a last lunch stop on the road back to Ulaan Bataar from the Gobi, and just doing up, Tim's whipping up a little curry here on the side of the road. Using a Coleman stove and a very groovy side kitchen tables that we got from opposite Lock in Melbourne. And the curry's coming together very nicely. Quite a lot of stuff in here.
Veggie and lentil curry.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah.
How's that? Look at that for roadside dining.
Yum. I'm going to come to the Welsh's for lunch.
Sorry, we've booked out.
I'm sure we've got plenty. I'm sure we've got plenty.
No, I'll just have my mee goreng noodles.
I don't think you're invited for luncheon.
Do you want a potato? Maybe like a tiny tater.
Not sure how well this is going to come out because I'm filming myself in the car, but we've had a major last minute hitch here with trying to get the cars back to Australia. That being that the customs agent who we pre-arranged to do this stuff with, apparently his father passed away yesterday. He's not in the office. No one else seems to know what's going on, so we finally got hold of a German lady, English speaking, who's been able to, or we've been able to convince her that we have to take the cars down today because she's saying, what about bringing them next week? Which would be quite difficult at this point, so let's see what happens over the next 20 minutes. And certainly a beautiful sunny day in Ulaan Bataar for our last bit of driving around. It feels like it's close to 20 degrees as we're driving towards the depot for the shipping. Hopefully we get there.